Welcome to another edition of Sci-Fi Journal presented by members of the Rhode Island Science Fiction Club. This show is for July 2018. I'm Marc Morisseau. Also hosting the show today are Calvin Watts III, Ian Kingston, Maddy Morisseau, and James Hinsey. Cameraman extraordinaire Adam Tuckman is behind the camera. Wave. Okay, trust me, he's waving. All right, we are doing this show at beautiful Colt State Park in Bristol, Rhode Island. If you've never been here, or if you're watching this from out of state and you come to Rhode Island, you got to make sure you stop by Colt State Park. This is an awesome site. And as we're taping, it's the beginning of June, and we're at our Rhode Island Science Fiction Club annual summer picnic. This is where we do our picnics, and we have an awesome time, and we also decide to do the July show. All right, so let's get going. We start off with the wonderful world of movies and a segment called Popcorn Previews. Take it away, Ian.
Thank you so much, Mark. First off, we've got a sequel here. It's called Mowgli. If you recognize that name, it's the sequel to the Jungle Book live action that came out just over a year ago. And the description goes, a human child raised by wolves, if you remember Akela, must face off against a menacing tiger named Shere Khan, as well as his own origins. It comes out October 19th of this year. Directed by Andy Serkis and reprising the roles starring Rowan Chand, Benedict Cumberbatch, Kate Blanchett, and Christian Bale. Let's take a look at that.
I only heard stories about the jungle. I lived in a king's palace in a cage just like this. I bit and I scratched. And I spent my entire life fighting. Until one day, I just stopped. And I gained their trust. Gained their trust, little brother. The jungle is no longer safe for you. You must stay in the village. It'll be all right. Little brother, when I found you, all those seasons ago, I thought I could teach you how to belong, but I was wrong, Mowgli. My, how you've grown. Saw no fear. I believed that one day you would bring peace to the jungle. But you have become a man now, Mowgli.
I'm not a man. But neither am I a wolf.
I think we can both agree, Mowgli, that you are something the jungle has never seen before.
I don't know about this one, but I'm feeling pretty good because it's being put out by an awesome studio, the same group that put together the last live action. Right. I thought it was incredible. So I'm just really excited to see where they take the story afterwards. Because, you know, Shere Khan's not dead. He was chased away, but he's going to come back.
Right. Cool.
Awesome. All right, next we have Ralph Breaks the Internet, which is Wreck-It Ralph 2. Description goes, 6 years after the events of Wreck-It Ralph, Ralph and Vanellope, now friends, discover a Wi-Fi router in their arcade, leading them into a new adventure. This sounds pretty interesting because now they can bring in anything and everything they want regarding any kind of pop culture or Disney references or video game references. However, as far as the imagination can stretch, they're going into there. The release date is November 21st of this year, directed by Phil Johnston and Rich Moore, and reprising the roles, John C. Reilly and Alan Tudyk, as well as Sarah Silverman. So let's take a look at that.
Hey, kid! Wake up!
Ralph, what is wrong with you?
Start churning butter and put on your church shoes, little sister, because we're about to blast off!
Ralph, what is it you're trying to say?
We're going to the internet.
What?
Work it, make it, do it. Make sense. Get harder, make it harder. Do it faster,
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the internet!
Whoa, cool! Wow, look at all this stuff.
This is the most beautiful miracle I've ever seen.
Welcome to the search bar. What can I help you find today? Umbrella, umbrage, umami.
No.
Noah's Ark, no doubt. Nordstrom Rack. Ergonomics, Urban Outfitters, cool.
I'm pretty sure he's just trying to guess what you're gonna say.
My autofill is a touch aggressive today.
Let me try. Take me to a website that's super intense and really nuts.
Oh, I only found one result.
Oh, come on. Princesses and cartoon characters barf.
Hey.
Whoa! Cool!
You're coming with us, kid.
Hi. Whoa, ladies, I'm a princess too.
What kind of a princess are you?
Do you have magic hair?
No.
Magic hands?
No.
Do animals talk to you?
No.
Were you poisoned?
No.
Cursed?
No.
Kidnapped or enslaved?
No. Are you guys okay? Should I call the police?
Do people assume all your problems got solved because a big, strong man showed up?
Yes. What is up with that?
She is a princess.
Ralph breaks the internet.
Shouldn't it be Ralph wrecks the internet?
Yeah, since he is Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, but break the internet, it's like a thing.
Right, it's just wreck the internet kind of sounds better, doesn't it?
You're not wrong.
If you ever want an example of extreme product placement, that's the movie to go see.
Oh yeah, it's gonna have so much all over the place. There's as you saw in the trailer, they've got all the different Disney princesses being brought in, reprising the same roles as the actual Disney princess voices that they had. The original voice for Mulan and original voice for Elsa and Anna from Frozen and everybody else in there, except for ones that have passed on. We're really bringing back basically the whole cast here. I'm really excited for that. On to one that's not quite Disney related here. Mortal Engines. It goes many years after the 60-minute war. Cities survive a now desolate Earth by moving around on giant wheels, attacking and devouring smaller towns to replenish their resources. Release date this year, December 14th. Being directed by Christian Rivers, who worked on Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, The Hobbit: Unexpected Journey, and the new King Kong. It's starring Hugo Weaving, Frankie Adams, and Hera Hilmar. So let's take a look at that.
What is that? That is London.
60 minutes is all it took to bring humanity to the very brink of extinction. Mankind mobilized. A new age arose. The age of the great predator cities. Survival of the fastest.
Hey, watch out!
Valentine. This is for my mother.
Stop her!
why he murdered my mother.
I'm sorry you had to hear that. As to shore, she won't stop until I'm dead.
Unless you kill her first.
I want them found!
I've been looking for you for a long time. Your mother, she said she had found something dangerous. She was afraid of Valentine, of what he might do.
The man who controls this, controls the world.
She said that you could stop him.
This weapon can wipe out the largest city in the blink of an eye.
Not if we shut it down.
Nothing can stand in the face of this.
We have to stop London before it destroys us. You sure you want to do this? Once we go in, there's no going back.
I have to.
It's got a powerhouse production company behind it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be incredible. I'm really excited. All right, so next we've got a segment we like to call Game Over with Calvin Watts III. Take it away, Calvin.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
So hello, it's been a couple of months since I've been around, and life kind of gets in the way and stuff, but
Where you been, Calvin? Where you been?
everywhere, here, there, around, about, beyond, yonder, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, like Mark was saying, so we're taping in June, and we are literally hours away from the pre-kickoff to E3. And there has been like a ton of video game news. I don't even really know where to begin, but let's start by going back a little bit. The Atari VCS. Atari is back as a company. For the past few years, it's been basically a holding company. They've been licensing the Atari stuff out, and then you've had like the Atari flashback consoles. But this is an actual like next generation console. It's called the Atari VCS, and it's you can see its origins kind of like from like the original Atari 2600. It's a Linux based system, so it's gonna come with like a bunch of old classic Atari games, and plus you'll be able to hook it up to your TV, and it's gonna be like a modern mix of whatever. It's targeted to come out next year. It's right now it's up on Indiegogo if you want to like pre-order it. And not to be outdone, legendary video game composer Tommy Tallarico, I'm hoping saying that right, he bought a stake in Intellivision Productions, which is the old legendary classic Mattel console, and the Intellivision is coming back. Yep. So they did an announcement, and now that is going to be more of a retro one. They haven't gone into a lot of details, but we should know more, and they're targeting this winter for it to come out, so I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully they do that correctly. If more modern games is up your alley, there's just been so many things that have come out. We're literally hours away from the EA press conference, and Microsoft's and everybody else's basically goes over the next couple of days. But here's what we know so far. Probably the biggest news to come out for the past, a couple of weeks, gaming-wise, is not one but two Nintendo Switch Pokemon games are going to be coming this fall. Nintendo Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. So if you think back to the old Pokemon Yellow for the Game Boy, so it's basically a reworked version of that. It's going to have some interaction with the Pokemon Go online game. So it'll be a mixture of exploration and using like the Joy-Cons in order to like catch. It seems fairly complex but fairly simplistic at the time. We'll know more when E3 actually gets going. Both versions will be coming out, and it's going to have like the original Kanto Pokemon, the original like 151. And it's not even the actual Pokemon Next Gen game. They're still working on that, and that's still slated to come out next year. So if you're a Pokemon fan, there's that. Let's see what else is going on. Fallout 76 just got announced by Bethesda. There's still a lot of speculation on this. Now, rumor is that, and Fallout, the Vault 76 has been referenced in a couple of the Fallout games, and so it has a very important place in the Fallout mythos. From what people have gathered, this is going to be probably like the earliest Fallout game that's set. So the Super Mutants haven't been around yet. We'll know more when Bethesda has their press conference, but there's speculation that it's going to be more of an MMO online multiplayer type game. There's rumors that it'll be ready this year. There are actually some people speculating it's going to be out at the end of this month, which would be absolutely nuts, but it'd be really kind of cool. Assassin's Creed has announced their next game. It's going to be set in Greece, which is a really cool place for Greek mythology and Greek culture and all that. So they've gotten back on track. So that's really cool. Kingdom Hearts 3. It looks like it's going to be multi-platform. That's going to be out. Hopefully this year is what it's looking like.
Waiting long enough.
Yeah. So I mean, there's just so much stuff. Microsoft's Crackdown 3 has been delayed until 2019. Out of the Microsoft camp, though, there's a lot of rumors going around there. They're talking about maybe having multiple Gears of War games. They're probably going to announce the next Halo game. But enough of me talking. Let's show you a couple of videos. So the first that we have for you, we'll take a quick look at Pokemon Go Eevee / Pikachu for the Nintendo Switch. This looks really cool. Check this out.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad I checked it out.
Oh yeah, you're just a laugh riot today, aren't you?
With Pokemon Go, there is really something else too.
Yeah, it really is. You got to be careful though, because from what I understand, you can integrate from your Pokemon Go game into the Switch game, but you can't bring them back out. So make sure you want to put, your Pokemon that you're not going to miss on the online game into the Switch game. But the fact that they're working hand in hand is really, really cool. Next up, a little trailer for Fallout 76. You guys know how much I'm into the Fallout games, so here's that for you.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River.
Life is all there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like the breeze. Country roads, take me
But when the fighting is stopped and the fallout is settled, you must rebuild.
I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads, take me home, country roads.
In Vault 76, our future begins.
So, that looks really, really cool. I'm looking forward to that. The next Call of Duty game is going to be Call of Duty. It's the next in the Black Ops franchise, for those of you who are interested. It looks like there's going to be no single-player element to it. It's basically multiplayer only, and they're really focusing on having a Battle Royale mode, which is all like the rage these days with the success of Fortnite and PUBG. So, but I have no interest. Do you? But for those of you that do, you'll have that coming out. Square Enix is working on supposedly on an Avengers game, but they haven't really gone into what kind of a game it is, whether it's an MMO, whether it's like a multiplayer title, whether it's a single-player action title. If we were doing this a week later, I'd have a lot more information for you, so that there'd be like really, really cool stuff coming out. But we're gonna have so much stuff to talk about. Pintastic New England, as we speak, will be there at the end of this month. So, but we're doing a July episode, so it'd be kind of too late now. But I do have some really disheartening news. You guys know we talked about the Pinball Arcade for a while, and I have been on for the past couple of months, otherwise this would have come out. But they lost the license to carry the Bally and Williams titles, which are basically like the Golden Age type titles. All of the best, most well-known pinball machines are pretty much Bally Williams. So at the end of June, if you haven't bought them already, if you have bought them, then you'll be fine, and they'll be in your collection, but you won't be able to purchase any of those titles anymore. And that ranges anything from like the Addams Family, all of their licensed titles, Star Trek The Next Generation, Doctor Who. I could go on and on. They're basically going to lose at least 2/3 of their content, which is really sad. There's been rampant speculation on the company that owns the licenses to those titles, whether if they partnered up with somebody else. And once we know something else, we'll add that to you, and we'll let you know. Activision did make an announcement, a couple of announcements. The bad, if you were really a big fan of Guitar Hero Live, if you remember a couple of years ago, both Guitar Hero and Rock Band came out with new versions. And so Rock Band kind of stuck along with the tried and true, where they had the DLC and they were able to work it. So if you had bought DLC from previous versions, you would have that license into Rock Band 4, and you would keep that stuff. Whereas Guitar Hero decided to do something different. and they had like a little. It was more like an MTV style format where they had this streaming music service, and they would put songs on the music service, and you could earn tokens to play, and they had like somewhere between like 200 and 400 songs. Well, they just announced that they're going to shut that down, and so December 1st, I believe. So you're gonna go from having like 400 songs available from Guitar Hero to the original like 40 some odd that's on the disc, and that's it. So that's kind of sad. Destiny's new expansion, The Forsaken, is going to be coming out this September. They're doing a lot of really cool stuff with it. A lot of people kind of got away from Destiny after, the really botched Curse of Osiris expansion DLC that came out at the beginning of the year. They just recently came out with the Warmind expansion, which really kind of turned things around a little bit. This has a lot of people talking, so I'm looking forward to this. So here's the trailer for that.
A lonesome star in a bitter sky. I hear the hungry ghosts calling out in the night. Just a couple victims of this brutal reprise. Am I strong enough to let things just die? A spark alive. But if there's nothing on the other side, why can't I leave well enough alone and go to the light?
Wow, a lot of tricks.
Well, yeah, we need to fill time, so I'm filling time. Well, you know what? You can always edit it out if you need to. Last but certainly not least, we're also getting into our convention season. We talked a little bit about Pentastic. We got so many cons coming up. Kineticon is something we're going to be covering. We're looking at covering Terrificon. And this one we've talked about here and there. I'm really looking forward to going to the NEON Retrofuturism Convention, or Festival, I should say. August 24th to 26th at the Crowne Plaza in Warwick. So basically the guys at TempleCon, they're doing a Retrofuturism Festival. So think...
Nice for old guys like me.
So think like, 80s pop culture. There's going to be a lot of music there. There's going to be... computer and console games there. It's supposed to be it has my curiosity. I'm really looking forward to checking out. So. That's all I have. I'm done rambling. So let's go on to Toob News with Marc Morisseau. So take it away, Marc.
All right, Tube News for July 2018. You guys ready? Here we go. Did you watch Gotham this season?
No.
You didn't watch? I did. Okay, Fox's Gotham will have one more season to say goodbye, but season 5 will be only 10 episodes long.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we noticed the last episode of this past season, Gotham was pretty much isolated because they blew up all the bridges around Gotham. So this one is going to focus on a couple of things. One, on the anarchy that takes place in Gotham being run by criminals, and also the beginnings of the training for Bruce Wayne becoming Batman.
Sweet.
Sounds
Looking
good.
forward to it.
Yep, it should be a lot of fun. So that series returns in 2019. Now, I think I mentioned this before. Tell me if I did. Rick and Morty fans have a lot to rejoice about.
Yes, we do.
I did, okay. Because Adult Swim has ordered 70 new episodes of that series. When asked for a release date on season 4, the producer said, not for a really, really long time.
That's a bit of a bummer, though.
Yeah.
I love the show. It's really entertaining. I think the people who put it together, there's so many little Easter eggs. You can almost do like a frame by frame to find a different one every episode. So
Right.
having to wait a little longer, if it's for good content, I'll wait. But the most disappointing thing is they order 70 episodes and they're all crap. So I'm kind of worried about that a little
Right.
bit.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But if you really like Rick and Morty, 70 episodes coming your way. This is good news. I like this one. Amazon's Jeff Bezos announced that The Expanse, which was canceled after 3 seasons on the Sci-Fi Channel, has been picked up by Amazon and will be a Prime original for the coming seasons. The show is produced by Alcon Entertainment. That is a kick-ass show. I like that show. Have you had a chance to watch it?
I have not had a chance to watch The Expanse, but I've heard you talk about it. It's one of those, I have so many shows that I have on my to-do list, but the fact that, you know, it gained a cult following on the Sci-Fi Channel, and why they decided to cancel, I have no idea, but the fact that Amazon's in a position to pick it up and run with it is really, really good news.
Yeah. And that says a lot for Amazon as far as being a real contender in the TV business, TV streaming business too. So Expanse fans rejoice. We're going to get more Expanse coming up on Amazon. And the nice thing about that too is that once it's released, you can watch the episodes anytime you want. You don't have to wait for it to show up every week. All right, AMC's The Walking Dead may see some big changes during season 9. Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes, is only committed to 6 episodes. That's one thing. Lauren Cohen, who plays Maggie, has been cast in a new ABC series called Whiskey Cavalier, and is contracted to appear in 6 of season 9's first 8 episodes. So after those 8 episodes are gone, we don't know if she's going to move on or get eaten by walkers or whatever's going to happen. And then Norman Reedus, who plays Daryl Dixon, is set to have a larger role once Lincoln leaves the show. The Walking Dead returns in the fall of 2019. What do you guys think?
With all the stuff that's coming on, why did they kill off Carl?
Yes.
You know, if they even had an inkling that, you know, Andrew Lincoln was going to say, okay, I've had enough, this is it, why do it? Just to make it different from the comic? No, there's too many things that they could have done, and they have done to differentiate themselves from the comics. So I know there's going to be a time jump. There's all speculation as to how far they're going to go, whether it's a couple of months, whether it's a couple of years. But they're not going to have a lot of time to set things up before who knows what's going to happen.
Right.
It's going to be very intriguing, though, I will say that.
It'll be interesting because all this stuff has to be filmed during the summer so that they're ready for October of 2018. So we'll see what happens. All right, Doctor Who producers have told us that season 11 may begin in October of this year, no specific date set, and will run for 10 episodes. There's no word on a Christmas special. The new season stars Jodie Whittaker as the 13th and first female Doctor. Ooh, what do you think?
That's pretty exciting. I mean, especially with the new set of lives, they're kind of already changing some of the rules around with the new generations.
Yep.
They're kind of changing the rules with how the Doctor's going to operate, so why not give it a breath of fresh air with a female body?
Yep. Now, it's interesting. When the Doctor was a male, he always had like a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship with the TARDIS. He sort of treated the TARDIS as a woman. So what's going to happen now that the Doctor is a female, is it still going to be like a male-female or female-female relationship, or is the TARDIS going to take on a male persona? You know, all these possibilities. Ooh, intriguing minds want to know.
Yes, they do. The only question is, when are we going to find out?
That's right, yeah, because we're not going to know. They have not said, like I said, a specific date for Doctor Who, but it's coming. It's coming. It should be a lot of fun. And then as far as summer series coming out, there's a new one called The Outpost, which is going to be on the CW. It starts Tuesday, July 10th. It's a fantasy series that runs for 10 episodes, so if you're into fantasy. Not that kind of fantasy, the good fantasy, okay? It runs for 10 hours. Sci-Fi's Killjoys returns on July 20th. That's a pretty good show. And Castle Rock is a psychological horror series based on stories by Stephen King. That's going to premiere on Hulu starting July 25th. Hello, wave to the people. Oh, that's Brian, one of our other camera people. And then last but not least, this is very important news. Sharknado 6 is going to be here August 19th. And the title is The Last Sharknado, It's About Time.
Yeah. I think that's enough said.
Yeah. And of course, the only reason you watch Sharknado is because you want to see which B, C, D level quote-unquote celebrities get eaten during the show. But that should be a lot of fun. All right, that's it for Tube News for this episode. Let's move on to board games and other cool stuff with Maddy Morisseau.
Well, thank you, Dad. Hello, everyone. So we have about 3 new board games that have just been released in terms of information that I would love to share with you. The first, do any of you remember City of Chaos? It was originally released in 1996.
That was like...
You wouldn't. You were 4.
You were born.
Wow! That's a great fact. So,
really old.
That is really old. So Martin Oliver and Colin Thornton have updated the original story of the City of Chaos. And so their description is that in the City of Chaos, the fantasy board game, players explore the twisting, smog-filled streets of Byronatar, the City of Chaos. The city and its inhabitants are in the gripe of strange entropic forces threatening to rip the city apart.
Wait a minute, that's Providence.
What? Players must uncover the clues that would lead them to the sources of chaos to restore order to the city. So this one seems very exciting. I always love when they do updated editions of old board games because it's exciting for us youngins to experience, you know.
Yeah, and if there are any issues with the board game before, maybe they figured out how to fix them too.
So that is set to be released in Q3 of 2019. There is a 42nd anniversary edition of Cosmic Encounter being released by Fantasy Flight Games. They say that the game is staying exactly the same. The only changes are the inclusion of a demon species, which was originally only available at Cosmic Con, and they revised the rule book from their original release when there were some issues. This release date is in Q3 of this year, 2018. And lastly, we have Arena, the Contest. This is a new game that is yet to be released by Dragori Games. It's created by Alexander Abode and Danilo de Alcantara. And in their...
Bless you.
Thank you. In their quoting, "In this game, we are in a distant future when war is forbidden and armed conflict is refined to special arenas. It is conducted by specially trained miniature heroes and heroines who clash in these arenas. Of course, there will be lots of combinations of weapons, skills, and situations, and if you like games with lots of components, you are at the right place. This game is currently in its Kickstarter, but is set to be released in May of 2019.
And it's also fully funded at this point and had, I believe, almost 4,500 backers in just the prototype. So it's gotten a lot of success. I think that they more than triple or quadruple funded the game from what we were looking at.
I believe, according to their Kickstarter page, they had 14,000% funding.
There you go.
So,
Wait a minute. So they fully fund that game, but my teachers can't get a new playground for the kids? What's up with that?
that's another argument we
Put
have
the
for later.
playground on Kickstarter, what can I say?
All right, well, that is all that I have for board game and other news this time. And if we would like to, I would like to take it away to James with Anime Daisuki. Take it away, James!
No, we can't do it the right way.
What did I do?
Go, James, go.
Oh, sorry. Go, James, go!
Go, James.
Hey, Anime Daisuki time. Alright, so, Anime Daisuki time. Alright, I'm gonna have to get a theme song now. It's, alright, hey, Yeah, Netflix has the season 6 for Voltron Legendary Defender. It opened up on June 15th, but you can still watch it. It's all the episodes there. 6 episodes for this latest season. I don't have any word if there's any more coming for Voltron. So that's something of a mystery. They've released these seasons kind of intermittently. The last one was in March, and the one before that was October, and the one before that was last summer. And the number of episodes have gone down, too. This last one is only 6 episodes. The one before that, 6 episodes. So I don't know if it's because the story's finishing up, or they've come up with another story to do, and then just doing it in spurts. Getting them done, and then releasing them like that. Which is fine. I mean, we're still getting it. It's a great show. Toonami has a new look, if you haven't seen that yet, with the premiere of Fully Coolly Progressive. They have new little bumpers and things on the Toonami channel there on Cartoon Network. Let's see. And speaking of Fully Coolly, the Pillows band, which I mentioned in last month's show, their tour this summer sold out in like 30 minutes, pretty much, in every venue. So they've moved to bigger venues. In Los Angeles, they moved to a bigger one. Seattle and Portland are doing it as well. And in Boston, the July 10th show moved from the Sinclair in Cambridge to the Royale in Boston. So see if there's more tickets available. And also in New York City, they added a second date, July 13th at the Irving Plaza. So, the demand is there. And so, hopefully they can extend their tour or come back again another time. And one more thing I have left today for Anime Daisuki. Castlevania gets Season 3.
Yes!
Yes. Before even Season 2 is out. Right?
I was going to say, when did Season 2 come out?
No, Season 2 isn't out yet. I don't even know when it's coming out exactly. And there's no date yet. But, yes, they just started recording the audio for Castlevania Season 3. Castlevania was based on an NES Famicom game, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. And tells the story of Trevor Belmont traveling with sorceress Sipha Belnaids, Grant Dynasty, and Dracula's half vampire son Alucard, and they're trying to stop Dracula. So it's a great series to check out on Netflix. And when Season 2 comes out, and we know there's going to be a Season 3, so this is going to be cool. And that's it for Anime Daisuki this month. Just some Quidditch news. The Quidditch World Cup just finished up in Florence, Italy. Firenze is also known as Florence, Italy. So, of course, every game. You have to finish the game with catching a snitch. But I won't know the results yet because we're still shooting in June. So I'll let you know next time what the results were. It's going to be a huge event because they got Vietnam and Malaysia trying to come. They've got their shirts for sale. All the teams have jerseys for sale. They're awesome designs. Check them out. And that's it. So, on to our closing.
All right, we have had an awesome time here at Colt State Park in wonderful Bristol, Rhode Island. Rhode Island Science Fiction Club has been doing this on and off for almost 30 years. Can you believe it, Calvin?
That's just nuts.
That's just crazy because we're getting older and older, but still wonderful. All right, now, July 14th, we are going to be at Kinetic Con at the Hartford Convention Center. It's also James's birthday that day, so happy birthday, James. 39 years old. Yeah, all right. And we have a couple of other things. And when is Pintastic again?
June, I want to say the 27th to the 30th, or right at the beginning and end of the month.
Okay.
So when you're seeing this, you'll have just missed it. But if you've been paying attention, then you know when it's going to be. And we should have coverage next month.
Yep, so we'll have coverage from that as well. All right, that's going to be it for... any shout-outs? Anything we got to say? We good?
I graduated college!
Yay! She's going to be a teacher!
That's it.
Yeah, and my daughter Olivia graduated URI. Yay! And she's working this summer at URI too. So, yeah.
All right, anything else? Okay, no. Hope all you kids that are watching this show, you have a nice, safe, happy summer. All right, be cool. Still keep learning. Don't forget to tell your parents to watch Sci-Fi Journal, all that good stuff. All right, that's it for this edition of Sci-Fi Journal for July 2018. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next month.
Bye.
Bye.